Relations. So basically, VP of Public Relations their job is to basically get people involved, get new members to want to sign up so that they can also be a part of the club, right? So mainly the function is if the VP of Public Relations can basically, for example, get somebody that's within the community to join because they're interested in, because everyone has their own reasons of joining, right? For example, Karen wanted to join because she wanted to improve her communication skills. Louise wanted to join because she didn't feel like she was at that level that she could be, and she would put herself in a spot where she can improve, right? We all have different reasons of being here. So basically the function and the job of VP of Public Relations within Toastmasters Club is to get people within at least the door, right? And inform them on how they can improve themselves on whatever it is that they're trying to do and how we can help them get towards there. And then after them being able to get through the door, they can sit down, just like us, figure out just how exactly are the functions that we do. For example, time management, feedback forms, which is all helpful. Oh, I just used the word of the day again, and I didn't even know. So,
nice.
Surprise. Yeah, so that's basically the job of Vice President of Public Relations. I'm going to talk about the journey that it took me to get there today. So, yesterday, actually, I knew that we were going to be here, over there at at Lace, which was in Chapman University, and it was kind of far. I GPSed it in the morning, or actually yesterday, and I was like, well, it's kind of far. Like, should I go there? Should I not really? I was thinking about the drive, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go through it. I woke up in the morning, like at 7, looked at my clock, and I was like, nah, I think I'm good. I'm gonna sleep this one out. But then, so I fell asleep for like 5 minutes. 5 more minutes went by, looked at my clock, and I was like, you know what? It's either I just sleep or I do something productive, right? So I'm like, okay, just get up, and let's go. So I ended up going all the way to Lace, which was like, not too far actually, because it was the morning and the traffic wasn't all that bad. So it was like 35 minutes. I got there. Not to be too specific on like the parking and everything, just to kill time, but I'm gonna get into the details of what the program was about. So I entered the room, right, and I met Robert, which I think Lionel met before. He's a manager of Toastmasters, I think public relations, somewhat advertising. He was really good at presenting today. For those of you who don't know who he is, so I entered the room and they were talking about advertising because that's the function of public relations for VP under the club, right? So they talked about all of these forms of networks, all of these forms of advertising. For example, YouTube, I'm sure you guys have all heard of that. I still use this to this day. How to tie a tie, whatever works. Don't judge me. Meetup, I'm sure you guys have heard of that. It's basically a social network where people can see different groups that are gathering together and they're going to meet up to go to like a park or a meeting just so that they can socialize and improve on whatever it is that they're trying to do. So they have that. They had a lot of different networks where they basically informed people that were interested in the role of public relations so that they can use all of this to the new members and the current members as well if they're interested in figuring out stuff like how do you go about doing a newsletter. For example, there might be a new member that's interested in joining and the VP of Public Relations wants to do a newsletter because he had an interesting accomplishment beforehand and he just wants to put it out there. So they talked about the different resources that you can do to use that newsletter, right? Because I wasn't informed about it. I had no idea how to use it. And one of the resources was, it was called Right Chimp or something like that. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. MailChimp, there you go.
Oh, yeah, MailChimp.
Yeah, MailChimp. Stand corrected. So, yeah, it's basically a way of people to write newsletters so that they can get people to get involved and have them aware of what's going on within the club. So many different resources that the VP of Public Relations can use to just raise awareness. And actually, I'm going to throw this out there as well. Lionel is going to this crazy road trip, different places within the States. So hopefully that goes well. And as well, hopefully we can put that in the newsletter so that people know that Mr. Lionel has been putting in work every day, 24/7, 24 hours a day. Yes, sir. So yeah, that's just to catch you guys up to speed of what the role is of VP of Public Relations. And hopefully that we get new members to join so that they can cultivate their skills in whatever it is that they're trying to improve. Hey, Karen, hopefully you'd like to join us. But yeah, that's basically what we went over today at LACE at Chapman University. So thank you.
Yeah, that's a really big thing. I think a lot of Toastmasters clubs maybe brush aside the pivotal roles to be played, and I think VP of Public Relations is really key because we need more members. And I would say some of the best clubs, I'm not saying that we can't do our job here, but typically clubs with about 15 to 20 people, 25 people, really have a nice blend, and all the roles are, well worked, and everyone has a certain position. But we'll get there, I think. Speech number 2 is Vanessa. Are you ready?
Not really.
Would you like? We should probably have an evaluator for you. For what speech are you giving?
I don't even know. Should I?
Well, you're cruising. I would say you're probably on like, what, 7 or 8?
I don't think what I have just
Fits anything?
Yeah.
There's no way you can make it fit?
There was like a research one, and let's see what else. There was a research one and something else that didn't really fit. So,
What's the subject you're speaking about today?
Passion?
Then look at project number 9 or 10.
I've done 10.
You've done 9 as well?
Yes. Well, yes, I've done 9.
Oh, you have it signed already? Filled
Yeah,
up?
I do.
So which one is not filled up yet?
It's the researcher topic one, number 7.
That's the only one you have left?
There's one more too, but I'm not sure which one it is. We can do I can just do something else again because, yeah.
That's good.
So who's my evaluator?
I can do it.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Thank you.
You go ahead and read. Do you have a title for the speech, Vanessa?
Why have passion?
Ah, nice. So go ahead and read the objectives, Teddy, and then we'll welcome Vanessa up here.
Read the objectives.
Speech numbers.
Let's see. I think you want one. Yeah, number 2.
Okay, so the objectives. Select a speech topic and determine its general and specific purposes. Organize the speech in a manner that best achieves those purposes. Ensure the beginning, body, and conclusion reinforce the purposes. Project sincerity and conviction, and control any nervousness you may feel. Strive not to use notes.
Maybe that was wrong what to choose.
Yeah, I can have hold of that notebook.
That's fine.
Nah, you'll be fine. But yeah.
Please welcome Vanessa.
it or not, passion is something that directly impacts what we do in our day-to-day life. What is passion, first of all? Well, passion to me is something that provides you with meaning in your life and something that gives you a sense of purpose. And, for example, it makes you feel like you're on a mission whenever you do a certain task. And it makes you feel that your life is worth living for. So passion can take many forms. It can take the form of interests or hobbies, or maybe you're acting out your passion in your career. So I'm going to be giving everyone reasons why you should have passion in your life. Like I said in my intro, passion provides us with direction in life. Without passion, I feel like you're just kind of figuratively wandering around in this world. You're just kind of going through the runs of day-to-day life without just having just a sense of mission, like a purpose in your mind. Because you should try to live life with purpose, and in order to do that, you would need passion. So passion can take the form of a calling in life. For example, a calling to work in a certain profession because maybe you had that interest ever since you were a child, and you just wanted to, from that day, you felt like it was your calling, and that it's kind of like your purpose in life, that it's something you were meant to do. So for example, a little boy maybe he wanted to be a doctor, and he felt that was his calling in life because he had the skills to become a doctor. First of all, he must have been very caring towards others. He had a concern for others' well-being, and he wanted to use those skills to better the lives of others. So that's probably why he wanted to become a doctor. The second form that passion can take is interest and hobbies. Some of us, or probably most of us, go throughout our day-to-day life, just going to work, going home, eating dinner, and then just doing the same thing over and over again, Monday through Friday. So over the weekend, that's when that's your chance to do something that kind of excludes all that lets you be yourself and lets you do something you enjoy. So someone that's passionate about maybe animals, they don't have time during the week to do that. They have this other job that they have to do, but they can act out their passion during the weekend as a form of a hobby by maybe volunteering in an animal shelter or volunteering just at maybe like a zoo or something. And so you may have something that you do besides your job that gives you a sense of just meaning to your life. It doesn't have to be your job. You can do that. You can just act out your passion in a form of a different way, like interests and hobbies. So that wraps up that point. Finally, passion can take the form of just how you live life itself. Having passion in everything you do is a pretty good feeling. Every task that you take on, you think of it as your mission. Like if you think of it as your mission to do it in the best job you possibly can, you just feel like you're valuable, like you're contributing something to the world, and that's a great feeling to have. So to wrap up that point about living life with passion, you shouldn't give a half-hearted attempt at anything you do. Everything you attempt to do, you should give it your all, and just don't do anything half-heartedly, because you don't get the full effect out of everything you do. And when in your job others depend on you to do something, you have to do it just to the best of your ability, because it's your duty and they depend on you. And let's see. So there was this movie that I saw a couple months ago. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but it's a Pixar movie for kids, and it's called Turbo. It's about it's about this little snail. He has a passion, a huge passion for racing and for speed and for cars, but he was a snail. So his peers, his other little garden snail friends, they picked on him for having that interest. And there was this one scene that I remember that stood out for me where he almost got everyone killed by being so distracted by his passion or something. And after that happened, everyone just was telling him, "Why are you thinking this way? You're a snail. What are you thinking? You could never ever be a race car driver or be fast. You're just a little snail." And I just want to jump right into that scene and defend him, because I was thinking, okay, at least he has something to live for. At least he has passion in his life, and you don't try and take that away from him, because it's important to him. It's his dream, and I just want to jump in there and just tell everyone that. So another thing about passion is that I think that if someone has that, it's very valuable. It's something that it would be something devastating to lose, because say a fisherman, he wants to be a doctor, and his family and friends, they try and talk him out of it, saying he has no background, he has no knowledge, but he's very ambitious about it. He knows that this is the path he wants to take, and you shouldn't try and crush his dreams, because that would be wrong. Passion is like a spark within you. You shouldn't. If you lose it, then you're losing something that's a big part of you. That's my speech about passion. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.